dirt on Tristan. Give us the dirt. Don't worry. Jay won't write about it.
It's okay. It's live, so everyone can come back and hear it.
Off the record. Everything's off the record.
Everything's off the record.
So guys, I'm just showing you. For those of you who are on the video, you'll be able to see now. It should say on the record or recording in the corner. So you guys will know that it's that there's a record. So it's recording everything now. And then when it finishes,
you are recording it.
Yeah, I am. I only just started, so now it's on the record. It should tell you guys. You should be able to see that. And then
where do we see that again?
Top left-hand corner above the tweet button. There should be a little red light or a.
On the record. Got you.
The only person who can record it is the person who's in charge, the main broadcaster.
It does mean if you were doing this as a broadcast that you wanted to repurpose later, you can actually do this. And if someone wants to ask something, you can actually go off the record, have a quick chat, and then go back on. And then it will obviously just give you the recorded stuff at the end. So you can drop out and do it. But obviously it's still public, this conversation. But it's just that won't be recorded and saved.
So you can turn the recorder off for a minute and then turn it back on?
Yeah, so you can pause it.
Oh, that's cool.
So
will
Robert,
you get 2 files back or will you get 1 file back?
I'm not sure. Should we do a test? What I'm going to do is live. So we're back on. We've just joined. We're back in. And what we're doing is a test to see whether this is 1 video or 2.
Joanne, are you in the room? Hit the join button. Go Rice Girl. Joanne Pham, let her in.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, yeah, notifications were popping up over each other. Hey.
Yeah. Let Joanne in.
Hey, Joanne.
Joanne!
Hi, you guys. So can you tell me why it took so long for you guys to let me on?
Well, no, she had John on and Sarah was trying to get Jay on. So it only holds 4 people. But now that we were having problems, I saw Adash said, let her in. So I was like, oh, she's still here. Good. Let her in.
So just quickly, Adam's just saying on the chat about a lag. So Adam, you said the lag in between recording and not. Is that when we did the change? So when we started recording or when we weren't? When was it lagging?
Is this wild, Joanne?
It is wild. It is wild. But no, you guys, on my side, all it shows was that I was requesting to come in and there was only 3 people on there. And for the longest time, it went on and then I got kicked out. So
what happens is when you try to call in, it pops up here. But if there's 1 seat, you can have like 12 people trying to ring in. So it's like ringing like into a radio station where everybody's kind of in the hold. And you can kind of go in and say yes or no to people. Also, I've got notifications coming in because I was just closing down the second Blab, so I had a whole load of notifications. And it does lag slightly for the notifications. So that's what's happening.
So you can hit join and 4 other people can hit join, and then it's like, oh, okay, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I see.
I just want to thank Lynn. I just want to thank Lynn Blackledge for all of the feels that I just cut there, whatever those things are.
The feels.
That's your mom. I know, man. That's your mom.
Did you notice Joanne, though? They're just like pounding the feels on Joanne.
Yeah, jumped on like 2 minutes ago.
I appreciate getting felt up like that. That feels great.
Now, the thing that Tristan just taught me was that when this Blab is over, everybody starts back at 0.
Yeah, I know. I heard that too.
I like that because that's that thing with Periscope with the hearts.
Yeah.
Where it's just, it'll show you in Blab how it worked. But then as everybody goes out and start a new Blab somewhere else another day, you're at 0 again.
I see. Well, what was cool was that Kama and I were doing a Blab earlier tonight, and the CEO came on, the CTO came on, and
Sean and Foucault, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome, and they were asking, they were helping us out, trying to get us through it, asking us what features we like. It was really, really amazing.
One thing with that is that they're really big on that. Like out of all the platforms that I've ever been on, the guys who are developing this and all the guys, even the top, like the CEO and CTO and everything, are very active on the platform because the best way, because it's in beta, the best way to get that is to release it. It's kind of this, let's throw out a minimum viable product and let people test it and tell us what works, what doesn't, and what they want to see in it. So actually they're really active on it and they're taking in a lot of the feedback right now. So it's really good. So just get involved and test it and see how it works for you.
Yeah, I find that amazing for people of a company that's doing something like this to actually get out there in the trenches and field test this with the people that are actually using it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, obviously we're doing it on the record, so we're recording. So what will happen is when it finishes, it will email me an audio file and a video file, and we're doing a test to see whether it's one or two, because we broke the video like into 2 sections. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it will probably put it as one, but so you get an audio file, a video file, and an embed code by email, so you can use it and repurpose the Blab video. But also this URL, you'll be able to come back to indefinitely and watch it live on this and see all the comments. So that's really cool.
Until you delete it, because you can delete it at some point.
Yeah.
Robert, you're getting a lot of comments about what you're eating.
Pringles, baby, Pringles. They're sponsoring this Blab. Actually, the top right corner of the Blab.
Sarah, check this out. Sarah's left, but in ours now.
Tristan.
So how do you see this working? You know, with Google Hangouts, like people that were in Google Hangouts for a long, long time. Do you see this sort of replacing that, or I know we're on the record here?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, if you look at Google Hangouts being a product that's fully released, it's not like it's a finished product and it's out. It's quite glitchy. I mean, this beta version obviously has glitches, but as a beta version, it's actually outperforming Google Hangouts. I mean, people are moving over to here and doing interviews. The capability of having 4 people on screen that you couldn't do through Hangouts, it was great because it was a big screen, but you couldn't see everyone and watch reactions. You know, if you're having a discussion, the people viewing want to see the reactions of the people that aren't talking as well. So obviously that's quite important. The downside obviously is that it's not big screen, and at the moment there's no option for that. But yeah, I mean, I totally can see it replacing. In fact, I'm going to do I'll see if I can jump. So with the broadcaster, the person who's running it can leave and come back as long as there's still people in the chat. And so actually we could leave and could come back in and show you, because I don't know if you jumped on the last one, Jay. we did a show where you can actually share a screen through Blab. Well, it's not an integral feature of Blab, but I'm just talking to them about the importance of kind of that integration. Because think about tutorials. You could have someone talking. So like Robert could be talking and I could be doing the walkthrough on a screen here. So like live on a device or, you know, from my computer screen, and he could talk through. So I could be someone who's actually learning and he could talk me through doing it while other people are watching. So you could teach it's kind of a one-to-many, like, or a couple of you to many teaching.
And so I'm just sort of thinking out loud here for a second. Let's say you're doing an interview with one person. You could actually have 2 other people come in and interact and ask questions to that one guest. If you've got sort of an interviewer and an interviewee.
Yes, I mean, there's been discussion with the guys over at Blab about kind of the features that they're looking at. And one of the things is, because obviously whenever there's Q&A stuff, it tends to be at the moment done through like a hashtag and things. And they're looking at integrate, because obviously it's kind of seamlessly integrated with Twitter already, is to start pulling the hashtag into the conversation as well. So if people are asking off Blab, it comes into Blab for you to get it from the stream. But yeah, having people come in, you can have, as the presenter, you can have there's obviously up to 4 of you, but you could go live. So if I was, say, interviewing Robert, it could be, I could launch, Robert could come in and I can lock the other 2 seats. So no one can join, or you can leave it open, but obviously it's down to me to accept them in. So you accept them in, let them ask their question, and then you can let them out again, so that you can keep the seat open for someone else to come in and physically ask the question. So it's great. It's a bit like a call-in, like on a radio or something like that, where they sit there and they can ring in, and literally, like I said, when Joanne joined, it just pops up a load of notifications on the side of your screen, and then you just literally click and accept that person that you want right now, and then obviously you have the control to boot them back out again.
Hey, Furkan, how are you?
Hey, Furkan, just talking about your great platform.
Jay and Joanne, Furkan is on the right hand side. What he wrote, "What up, guys?" He works for the company. Actually, he's the CTO.
Yes, I met Furkan tonight when we were doing Rice and Spam our show that we do, and he was so awesome that he came in and helped us figure out things because this is new to us. So it's so cool that people from the company, like, you know,
out and about,
are there to help us out. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. Love it.
Jay, on your side, I mean, this would be kind of cool to set up like for an interview process.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you record them, when you get that email back, it comes in, and Tristan was telling me, it comes in 2 files. One is the video and one is the sound. So
you could use it as a podcast as well, straight up from the email.
I'm really curious to see what Joanne's having a blast over there by herself.
Because Joanne is actually periscoping her situation while she's doing this. I heard her whispering, and I went, "I'll make you a bet." And I went on and went, "Look at her."
Right.
No, you guys, because I started this whole thing, I wanted to show everybody what Blab was all about. And I wanted to show how you add yourself, right, to a broadcast. And so we got the whole thing about how nobody was accepting me for like 15 minutes.
Why did you write racist? I saw that.
I was joking because I was like, how come they're not letting me in? They're racist. But nobody.
Hey, where'd he go?
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's coming back in.
Oh, yeah. So I was trying to get a rise out of you guys because I was like, why aren't they answering me? Why aren't they saying anything?
So you pulled the race card.
Jay, I just have to say one word back to her and it would stop her. Perry guys.
No, dude.
Not Perry girls. No, Perry guys.
No, dude.
You guys, this is what we're talking about. Is now, if you look at my window, is actually I'm sharing.
Oh God, look what he's doing.
Perry girls.
Joanne, it can't be Perry girls. It has to be Blab girls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know.
Wrong sign, wrong place.
No, I don't think I'm gonna do a Blab girls. It just doesn't sound good.
But you can't write Perry girl up here.
Watch out, they're admins. They can boot you as well, you know.
Yeah, no. This is fun,
so
you guys.
Tristan, what did you do on yours this time?
So, like, right now, I'm obviously, what I've done here is I've set up a virtual camera. So you can, if you're on the Google Chrome browser, in the address bar, there's which camera settings you're allowing. So what I've done is I've set up a virtual camera to then allow that to be my camera instead of my video. It's obviously still taking the standard audio from the computer. So now I've got my phone coming into QuickTime and I'm sharing my QuickTime window as my browser.
What's the matter, Jay?
I'm just listening.
Come on, Jay, you're supposed to be a techie guy.
I hit record, man. I can hit the red button really well. That's what I do very well.
So I've just shared a link there that shows how this is done, because obviously it does take a little bit of getting your head around because you have to have simultaneous windows open, and it's not a perfect solution because if I expand my window like this, give me 1 sec, like that. Oh, I didn't do it. Okay. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It sometimes overlaps with other windows. So I have to have the 2 windows not sat on top of each other. But I can do anything. So I can go in and I can do the search. And so if I wanted to show people things, I can go in and showcase, like here, where Robert was asking me what's the username. You can see here live on screen. I can go, oh, look, it's Team Blab. This is how you can find them. And so you can go off and you can show those bits and pieces. So it's really good for showcasing what it like anything.
The other thing he did also, Jay, he actually brought up the Blab on his phone.
Oh, the Periscope. You took
about Periscope, and what happened was his box showed all 4 of us in the window.
I can do that right now. Let me show you this. So
I was like, this is blowing my mind, and he's live on Periscope in the same screen.
Right.
Well, right here, I'll give you the example, is if I was to go live to Periscope, so I've just loaded Periscope on the phone, you can now see yourselves on my phone through that.
Okay, so I guess, my question goes back to, how do you get your phone screen in that square? Explain.
So the link I shared on the right. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is get your phone screen to your computer. It's a Mac workaround because I'm an iOS and Mac person, but you can do it on Windows, and we've got a guy we can refer you to. So with that, you can do just using your data cable from your iPhone to your computer.
Oh, okay.
If you open QuickTime, and then you can open a new movie recording and select your iPhone as where it's recording from.
Okay.
So that's QuickTime.
So what is it? What is that, like mirroring it over?
Yeah, so it mirrors through to QuickTime.
I understand that.
For a record. And then from there, you set up a virtual camera. For the Mac, there's a piece of software called Cam Twist. So CAM Twist. Search for that, install it, and you can basically set up a whole load of parameters for it. But for this, all you need to do is say, in fact, I can show you because I've got the camera up. Let's show you live right now. So go main window. So this is the Cam Twist. So I'll bring it in so you guys can see. Hold on, let's go live on Periscope. Let's see what happens. I'm not even going to put a title on it. See what happens. So guys, you're actually live on Periscope right now watching blab.im. We're just doing a show of how you bring Periscope into blab.im. So I'm just talking to Jay here. So Jay, here you've obviously got, this is your Cam Twist. So what you would do to set up is you can go through and select what your input is. So because you're not, there's a couple of different things you could do here. We're talking about getting Periscope into Blab. So what you would do is use the desktop plus here, and then there's a load of effects you could do, which you won't do because you're bringing your Periscope in. This shows what effects you've applied. And then on the right-hand side here, this is the key bit is here. You need to make sure it's not on full screen and just within this app, and select from here, you select QuickTime. So the QuickTime window, which I've got running on the right-hand side over here, so that's QuickTime from my phone is coming in. And then obviously I've shared that straight into Blab. So then you can see it's there. But the way that you do that is in the top corner, you need to make sure that Cam Twist is selected here as which camera it's using. So Blab is using this camera through the browser. So it's quite long-winded, but actually it's kind of 3 key steps to doing it is bring it into QuickTime and then set Cam Twist up to use QuickTime as its view, and then do Blab's camera as Cam Twist. It's kind of the 3-step process.
Got it.
There is
don't ask me.
Really have it?
Yeah, I'll take the test now and fail.
Down here in the chat, I've just put up a bit.ly link /PerryTribe2.
Right.
That bit.ly link will give you the first 5 minutes, shows you how it's done if you wanted to watch it back.
Okay, great. Cool.
Do that in your own time.
Jay, I could totally see you doing this for interviews and stuff.
Maybe not me, but I mean, I can definitely see how it would work. It's pretty cool.
I mean, it's all in one location, and you can literally just hit a record button, and it's like, damn.
But what I'm so tempted to do, which I'm sure everybody's already done, is, like I want to look at you like this.
Oh, yeah, we want to do the Brady Bunch thing.
You can see the feed coming up. Someone just said on Periscope, because the joy of this is it still working for you guys? It's frozen on my screen. Yeah,
you're frozen up.
Okay.
We hear you.
Frozen. The 3 of
now
us.
Your video. Now your video is good.
There you go.
So someone just said, in fact, Jess on Periscope, can you just fire that up again? She just did a workaround for Android on Periscope for us just then while I was talking about it. Someone just popped up the comments. I'm just waiting for it to come up again. But the beauty of this is you guys can see the comments because I'm sharing Periscope with you. As people comment, you can do it straight through. Someone's got both running.
And because I'm on the Surface tablet, I can make the screen bigger.
Yeah. So you've got this huge potential of doing this across a number of devices. Adosh says his phone's burning up. Oh,
Adam's in there?
Yeah, Adam's on here as well as in there, and he's like, this is like Inception. I'm on like loads of devices seeing the same thing. But yeah, I mean, the beauty of this is, if you think about if you're doing an interview with someone, say it was a one-on-one interview, and you have people messaging questions in, this way they can actually see the questions and then respond to them, rather than you have to, catch them and things. So here we go. Here's the Android one. Android has an app called SideSync instead of doing it through QuickTime. So on Android, that's how you'd bring it to the computer. And then obviously Cam Twist idea is the same. Cam Twist, I think, works across both Mac and Windows.
Isn't Cam Twist part of Camtasia? Their camera version of it?
Possibly, yeah. It's basically you're setting up virtual cameras.
Yeah.
So with regards to that, you set up a virtual camera, and instead of logging into your normal camera, you log into that virtual one instead.
Jay, you look so confused.
Well, I'm
possibilities.
Really, I'm amazed. I'm amazed more than anything. It's just this is very cool. I see like so many possibilities. It's going to be fun to see how people use this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the funniest part is it's like, 4 months ago, we were sitting here doing the same thing with Periscope. Like, oh, my God, the endless possibility. And it's like 3.5 months later, and now they took it to a whole different level. It's a different company.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we had this. So here's a tip for anyone who's doing anything on Blab, who wants to go and test stuff, is do not put the word test in your title. I went on for a 5-minute test, literally called it test, nothing else, jumped in for a 5-minute check to see whether this system worked. And like within that 5-minute window, we had Ryan Steinolfsson and Brian Fanzo had jumped in, and it turned into a 2-hour, 15-minute live Periscope. And they were like, you could see Brian Fanzo thinking, I can turn these 4 windows here into one is my Periscope, one is my Meerkat, one is my tweet deck, and then my face. So he can do his full broadcast from inside Blab now.
It would
So
save
there's been
him
a lot of
time.
interaction with himself.
Yeah. But then obviously the chat is there, and his tweet deck is obviously where people can then interact. So I don't know how he managed all the comments from them all at the same time, but he's doing it across multiple devices at the moment. This just brings it into one place.
Well, I do like that you can use a keyboard to comment as opposed to like, on your phone with Periscope. It's a lot easier to type the comments and things like that. That part's really good.
I like what Adam just said there. He said someone recently did a multi-angle Blab cooking show. So they set up a whole load of different Twitter handles so that they could connect.
That's
different
smart.
Angles. That's a really good
Cameras
idea.
on different angles to show what you're doing. That's actually very smart.
I mean, from an interview or whatever kind of angle there is, you could actually have, if you had all that, if it was literally you had people sat with you and you were doing the interview in the same room, you could actually have different camera angles. So like a close-up of the people, like of the interviewer and the interviewee, and then like a wide shot. So the people could choose which one they watch, which is cool. Like it's a bit like, with, the interactiveness of how they kind of move TV, where you hit the red button and choose which way you want to watch from, especially with like sports games and stuff like that. With interviews, are
you saying that we could choose one of these 4 squares and actually make one of these?
No,
we can't make it bigger, right?
No, all 4 would be on screen, but obviously when you're consuming this, you're focused on one of the squares at a time.
Right,
so by giving people a choice of 4 different, you would basically own all 4, and then put different like angles in. So like close up 2 people, and then different options. So it maybe one of them would even be like the question feed, like your Twitter feed that's coming through with all the questions, which would be quite cool.
Got it.
In fact, I might do this. I'm supposed to be doing an interview with Brian Fanzo soon, and I might get him on and do exactly that so that he can kind of see that in action. I know he's going to take it to the next level. I know I've got a heads up on him because I know he's just moved house and has run out of internet. So I've got a couple of days ahead of him. So we're all good there.
Oh, don't put it past him. He could be on here 5 times tomorrow.
So, yeah. But, yeah, he's I mean, the possibilities are massive for it. So I'm really excited to see the reason I've done it is I could have kept quiet about how to do this because people kept asking, but I'm really excited to see what other people do with it. I want to put it out there and inspire others to kind of push the boundaries.
Jay, wouldn't it be kind of cool to have like 3 politicians and doing an interview?
Well, I was just going to say I'm in Cleveland right now because I'm covering the Republican debate and
on Thursday.
Right. And I like this, I could just see Trump sitting here going, "You're an idiot." And then this person, then, it's like, could be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, then the question is, how would everybody else watch it? I guess they'd all be just commenting from the sides. So is there a limit to how many people can come in and watch this?
So they don't know because obviously they're in beta until you get a cast where everybody is on.
Right.
I was on a cast with Ryan Abel, Brian Fanzo, and a couple of other people earlier on today or yesterday. I lose track with lack of sleep. But I think they got up to about 67 people on live view. The comments were literally streaming on the right-hand side. Obviously, people were tweeting, and because there was so many people in, there was a lot of like the feels. People were tapping and giving feels on all 4 of them, and at that point, it started lagging. So you could still hear everything, but the video wouldn't refresh as quickly. So you'd get that kind of banding, where you see a shot and then it bands across and you see the next one. It's still from the audio point of view, which is obviously the most important bit for the people. That was still coming through okay though there, but they don't know where it kind of breaks. And I guess that's part of getting everyone on is find out where it breaks.
On Periscope,
the unknown.
Like if like Kevin Hart jumps on, bam, it's like instantaneous 2,500 followers, and so I'm wondering if like larger brand people get on this, if it would just crash the system,
Yeah, I mean, I was on.
Well, we have a good chance to find out because I just saw who came in the room.
Who's that?
Alex Kahn.
Hey, awesome.
He
Alex,
only has about 100,000+ people on Periscope.
Can I just pop you out? I'm going to let Alex Kahn in. Oh, gone.
Did you just bump her out?
I feel bad. Sorry, Joanne. We'll let you back in a sec. Alex, did you want to jump in and join us? We saw you on that chat with Ryan recently.
Alex, you come in. Now, this is a good test because somebody like him.
Yeah, there's an option for it to come through. So this is one of the things, Alex, we just wanted to show, like, if you look in the top left corner, we're actually out on Periscope right now as well. So it'd be awesome if you jump in and we can.
He just said, why not? Get him in.
Yeah?
Yep, he just said, why not?
We're actually live on Periscope right now, testing out Blab with a
All right, Jay, you're part of it. If we crash the system, we'll just blame CNN.
We'll find out if it crashes or not.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be my fault.
Timing. So,
blame the media.
I'm just waiting for a call in. So,
Alex, where'd you go?
Hey, here we go. Call in.
There he is.
I need a profile picture like Alex has.
Hey, Alex!
Hey, how are you? I don't think that my connection is too good, but happy to tune in.
Cool, thanks a lot. So we're just doing a test. We wanted to see, someone was asking how, I'm going to flick this around so you can see me. Sorry, my window is actually a live Periscope broadcast as well. So you're out on Periscope through my window and obviously through Blab. So everybody who's on, if you can jump over to the tweet button and tweet out, basically what we want to do is see how many people we can bring into one broadcast. We're live on Periscope. So guys on Periscope as well, please iOS swipe right, Android swipe up and share this to Twitter and invite your followers. We've got a live Blab broadcast going on here.
Yeah,
so hey,
Alex, we're kind of curious how many, being it's in beta, how many in a room it can hold, because we had one earlier with Ryan Bell and Africa. Miranda was in it, and they got up to about 70, 80 people, and it started getting a little sketchy.
Okay.
So it's new. It's kind of interesting because obviously it's still in beta test and the whole bit. So it's. I mean, I love this concept. This changes. I mean, I know you're on my eye. I'm on my eye, and we're trying those things. And Periscope's Periscope. We all know what that does, but this can change the game.
I mean, definitely. I had an interview yesterday, as you might know, with Ryan Steinolfsen.
Yes.
And we talked about it. So it's really interesting, and it's some feature Periscope is really missing so far. And also my eye is not doing it. I mean, my eye, even the communication is less good than it is and less advanced as it is on Periscope. And Blab put it one more level on top, which is awesome. I mean, it's really an awesome technology. And to see a lot of people and interview more than one at the same time, it's great. It's great. They're only lacking on, of course, the traffic so far. So, but as long, that looks funny. All Things Network. Now we see us like.
Yeah, he was able to hook his phone up to show all four.
So we're on a little bit of we've had people saying, you know, this is a bit Inception because it's a live broadcast through Periscope. And we did this because we had an interview. We actually do a help session where a load of us jump on to help people and they ask questions. And so we run it through Periscope and we suddenly realized that the other people in the group couldn't see the questions. So this way, obviously, you can see as people on Periscope ask questions, it shows on my screen. So all the other people can interact as well. Someone's saying Alex should launch his scope at the same time. I don't know if he's on a device how you do that to get the scope into Blab as well, though.
I don't think that this is possible. I mean, I'm on a mobile phone and I'm using a lemon right now because I'm having actually lunch. I'm in Asia, so it's a little bit different time zone than you are. So I hope you don't mind. I have two options. I could either way leave the stream or having lunch because otherwise it's getting cold. I can quickly show you. I have like a typically German meal. It's quite interesting.
Oh my goodness.
It in Malaysia. It's a Wiener Schnitzel. It's actually an Austrian meal. So well, bon appetit to myself. And please go on.
But I thought for a second there that the lemon had a technical function because you said, currently I am on a mobile phone and I'm using a lemon. I was like, and what is the, you know.
Don't ask. Don't ask.
Well, that's the secret tips.
I liked it.
It's one of his top 3 tips on Periscope/Blab on how to use the lemon.
Let me give you the Alex Kahn top 3 tips for Periscope. Use the lemon with the mobile phone.
And by the way,
I feel right now a little bit like Amanda Oleander because I always ask myself why people actually watch someone else eating.
Right.
So maybe you're with me now to make it a little bit more sophisticated. Otherwise, you would just see me eating, and hundreds and thousands of people are watching it and think that, oh, that's a nice cucumber and that's a nice salad and she's eating so nice. I mean, I'm always fascinated. I mean, I love her, but it's fascinating what people spend their time on.
Oh God, yeah.
But I was before you came on, Alex. I was saying to Robert and is it Tristan?
Tristan, yeah.
Tristan, I'm sorry, Tristan. I have never met you before.
I hide behind a brand name, so don't worry.
Okay. But I was saying how I wonder what will happen when like when a big name comes on here, like, you know, Kevin Hart is on Periscope. Whenever Kevin Hart Periscopes, he has 2,500 followers within an instant. And I'm wondering what somebody like that is going to do to this system if they get on here.
Definitely. I mean, most of the people, they don't know about it. It's a true story. And it's hard. Even I thought yesterday after the stream about it, like, what could I do? I mean, it would be awesome if I could invite all my followers of Periscope to Blab, but this, of course, is not possible. And it won't be possible in the future, I guess. But the downside, of course, for Blab right now, I mean, it's cool to talk with some people in this way, like we are communicating right now. But the problem is we have not right now 17 viewers. And, you know, every one of us have opportunity costs. So we need to think where we spend our time. And usually we spend our time on this channel where we have the biggest impact. Yeah. And so far, by far, it is Periscope. And I think it's a little bit tricky to, like Ryan Steinhausen did it yesterday, and I think some of you are doing it right now, and to film yourself on Periscope, to engage with you, engage with the comments down in this stream, and also engage with the people on Periscope. So that's kind of the problem I'm facing right now, to see like where I should go on, you know. But I really love this feature and the whole user experience in Blab.
Yeah, I like it as like, you know, I do a lot of interviewing now where I'm talking about live streaming and social media and things like that. So like even this afternoon, I have the show now, The Future of Live Stream, and I'm using Zoom. So I had Brian Fonzo and JB Howard on, and we did a little roundtable thing. And I'm looking at this. This is like the perfect example to invite 3 people to come in, put those 3 in with me, and we have a roundtable conversation. And then I can scope it. I can meerkat it. We could do whatever we want. Because I'll do it on my computer, and then I'll mirror it up to my big screen so that people can actually like see it. So that's how I'm looking at this more on the interview side. I mean, my mind's turning, coming up with ideas.
Is anyone from the Blab team in here right now, or anyway connected?
They were early. Oh, Furkan is here now. Yes, Furkan is here, the CTO.
Furkan is in.
So maybe he can write a comment, and maybe we can get him in or something to explain like what is like their strategy on growing, because that would be pretty interesting. Because the only thing what Blab is missing right now, maybe how you call it in English, to get like a founding round going, to get some marketing budget in, because I really like the concept, but you really have to spend on marketing right now. I mean, I know they're in beta, but the only thing which is really missing is traffic.
It's the people.
Works.
It's the community that's missing.
True.
Yeah.
Also to share it on other channels like Facebook and so on. I mean, you can only share it to Twitter. It would be great to share it on Facebook too.
True.
For example.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. One thing I did just notice actually is on the side where you can tweet out, it depends on the length of the names of the people in here as well. It tries to tag, when you tweet it out, it tags the other people. So if the people who are on the broadcast tweet out, it would put the other 3 people. But anyone who's in the chat, it tries to put all 4. But obviously, all 4 names and the title tends to drop one out. So if you look at the feed on the left-hand side over here, let me bring this up. So it doesn't actually show all of the names, because obviously it's trying to fit to 140 characters.
Right.
So because it's got the extra little bits in, I think they could even drop out like the on Blab and just put the hashtag Blab kind of thing, so that it becomes, there's more space for that. Just some feedback for the Blab team. I just actually tweeted the Blab team to let them know as well.
I know Furkan is in the room.
Yeah, the chat is getting busy over there. So here we go. I can jump on. Does anyone want to jump out and let him in?
Nobody wants to jump out. That's the problem.
I'll jump out.
I can jump out, because I'm actually having lunch anyway. I would just follow your stream, and I'm gonna jump out, and you can lead it. But thanks for having me again. It was a really great time.
Alex, I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you in September.
Yeah, see you soon. Thanks again, and bye-bye.
Take care, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, he's eating lunch. I can understand that.
Yeah, he's eating lunch. Let's let him get on with it.
Hey, didn't I see you like about 2-3 hours ago?
Yeah.
We're still on.
yeah, that's great. So he was asking about marketing or funding and all that. And so, I mean, the interesting thing is like, there's basically, it's only been 2.5 months since like the idea to where we are today. So like, we've definitely spent all of our time on building the tool, right? The product that you see today. And there's still some work there. Like, we're in beta, we have some bugs, we got to get through all of that. And I think that makes sense. There's still some missing gaps in terms of what features will be in the final kind of release, and nothing really ever ends. So, it's kind of like, we'll continue to build that. But I do agree at some point it's about growth. But before that, like, we want this to be a place that like fits, what our vision is. Like, this is a conversational platform. Like, we want to get 4 people on here talking and discussing things, building up the communities, because the value isn't about getting to 1 million users or 3 million users. The way I look at it is 40 million people listen to podcasts a month. That should be 400 million, and that's the platform to build, because that's the real audience to get to. Yes, Periscope has 9 million people. The reality is 9 million is not a lot. Like, Twitter has 300 million, and that's not a lot, because Facebook has like 1.6 billion or 1.4 billion, and the numbers have all grown. And what we want to do is we want to create the platform that allows, this type of activity to happen anywhere instantly. We want to bring it to mobile. So like that's the power that's happening in the world. You have these super powerful devices in your pocket that's more powerful than your laptop was 2 years ago with 4G internet. Like, that needs to be out there, and we need to have these discussions happening in different ways. Luckily, we don't need funding. Like, our team is actually part of a team called Bebo. Bebo was a huge social network in the mid-2000s that was sold to AOL. So our founder sold it to AOL for a lot of money, and we got a chance to buy it back a couple of years ago. So we were actually working on reinventing Bebo And, you know, we had relaunched it, and we had built a messenger app, and we were going along with it, and we weren't really happy with where it was, and kind of decided to take a little break from it. And we took our younger creative guys and told them to go build a prototype. And a couple of weeks later, they had this product kind of built. Basically, they had an iOS app and a website and everything. And so we've just been going along from there and just trying to build the best product that, you know, exists. And Alex, Twitter does have, you know, billion users, but they talk about 300 million monthly active. All those numbers are just numbers, right? Like, what I was getting to was, it's not just marketing money. Like, the real value is in building the community that grows together. Like, spiking the content, we could spike it, and then what? I think it's about building real value, and it may not happen overnight, but I think it can happen very fast with the way, you know, social networks, you know, the way the social landscape is. Things can spark really fast. Periscope and Meerkat have only been around for a couple of months themselves, right? So it doesn't really take that long to kind of hit that mass.
What's the largest blog you've seen? Like, how many people in the actual whole thing?
So we had one with Tim Draper that was in a couple of hundred people in the live room, and I mean, we'll be able to take it into the thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands, and it'll break the first time you get the next zero, and then you'll fix it, and you'll keep doing that. I've been lucky that I built a company at a massive level of scale, where today that company does 22 billion requests a day, and that was all my architecture, and I got a chance to work on that. Every problem's different, but one thing I know about scale is, like, you're gonna find bottlenecks, and the way you find them is not gonna be fun, especially for me. I'll put it that way. So you try as much as you can. We do a lot of like work internally to try to like stress it as much as possible. Like today we did an internal test with 10,000 people in a room. It's an internal test. It's not with 10,000 distributed users around the world with different internets and all that stuff. But we definitely do try to attempt to kind of push it. And we made a conscious effort to make this platform real time first. So it's not like and I don't want to get into too much technical conversation, but it's not like a polling architecture. It's not like traditional. We went real time only, and we decided that everything that's going to happen is real time. It actually makes it a little bit harder for us to build, a little bit trickier, but we're focused on the speed, and you know, that's very important. Like this audience over here, even though I'm ignoring the comments myself, I do think it's important for them to be able to interact with us, and that the studio audience makes the difference. You know, like we call it a studio audience, but that's what it makes a difference in my mind, because they feel like they're connecting with us, and we can connect with them as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just went off on a tangent there.
No, you're fine.
For Colin, I just wanted to say, obviously, the discussion about Bebo coming in and things like that. I mean, I've kind of been social media since I was like 12, so like 20 odd years, and I went through the whole Bebo thing. I know when Bebo was sold and changed, there was a discussion like going through 3 different apps. Is there any other apps that are running alongside, or is it just is Blab the main focus now?
So Blab is the main focus. We did build a Bebo Messenger app. We relaunched it. We got millions of downloads in the first couple of months, but internally, you know the numbers, and you kind of have a sense on like if it's going to stick and work. And it didn't have that stickiness. Versus like we've been on this for a couple of months, but like literally like we see people spend like just ungodly numbers of hours on it, and it's not like these numbers are at, you know, some massive scale where it's the final truth number, but even in the thousands of people who are on it in a single day, like it's still people are spending a ridiculous amount of time on it. And I talk to them, like I try to go into every Blab and talk to every user, and it's getting harder and harder on a daily basis to kind of be going through them. But we just literally talk to every user, and it's just like, what are the problems you see? Look at the bugs and just go through it and ask them, what do you need? Like, it's the easiest product for us to build, especially for me that I've ever built, is I just talk to the users on video. Like, how would you use this? What would you do? Like, what's the problems that you see? And from there, we can kind of get all the answers.
What's the number one response you got for how are you going to use this?
So it's been kind of like where people want to create their own talk show. They want to kind of create their own radio broadcast type thing, or a podcast. Any one of those verticals, if you kind of slice them up, they're all kind of similar in some way, but just being able to get on screen and talk and, like it's not really a social network, but it kind of is social byproduct, right? Like you start learning your audience members, the same people kind of view your content. They jump on screen with you. You build a rapport with them. So I think that's been the number one kind of use case. I think there's other use cases. We've seen people play music on here. We've seen like a freestyle rap battle or, spoken word or
nice.
Seen cooking shows, all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited for what people bring.
So what do you feel about, you brought it up with playing music and things like that. What do you feel about all the copywriting stuff then that can start to, because that's lingering now in the Periscope minds and live streaming in general that, it's going to become an issue even bigger at some point down this line because nothing's been addressed about it technically.
Correct. And I think for me, like if we go down that route and that becomes the behavior that's normal in some capacity, I'd rather work with integrations and work with the companies who already have a music industry relationship. So like rather than us providing music on here, why not put a Spotify integration in here so that somebody can just play their Spotify playlist, and if you guys, SoundCloud, like there's opportunities to take advantage of the platform. Like not like I don't want to stream video through my little like square here. What I want to do is create an awesome system where like I'm thinking about everything in a sense where what do people on the radio do? They have a mixer. They can pipe in different sounds. Well, there's one side of the world which is a novice coming into this. I can have my own talk show. And there's another side of the world which is radio is a little bit old school. Podcasting never really hit its critical mass that it should have because it could have been way bigger. And those people need a little bit of pro features, but I think at some point we'll get to those guys and they'll kind of come into this center section where, we hope the middle is Blab, right? Obviously, but like that's the kind of stuff that we feel like we can do. And we're just going to keep pushing the envelope and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, will you guys be monitoring Blab for, and this is just sort of a curious question more than anything, inappropriate content, that type of stuff, or is this a free-for-all?
I don't think like censorship is necessarily within like something that we want to do, but there's limits to everything, right? Things cross the line. I think like there's areas that I honestly can't tell you what's going to be the final line because I haven't seen it yet, Honestly, right. To be honest, like we don't have a block button for a person yet, meaning like if somebody's trolling, there's no block button. We've been lucky that our early community has been awesome, like literally just the best people, and we haven't needed it yet. We haven't had to block someone, and we haven't. I can do it, but we haven't needed that. We will need that at some point, but instead of building it now and exposing it and making it a normal behavior, I'd rather build up the community, and as we get to that spot, we'll put it in that day or that hour and take care of it on the spot, and then we'll figure out what is the actual need rather than deciding the need before it's there. Every community has different problems. Like look at Reddit. Their trolling problem is on a different level than anybody else. Alex, yeah, I'll shoot you an email. We'll talk a little more. It'd be great to kind of pick your brain.
Yeah. One of the things we were doing actually on a test is we're obviously doing a record. We love the fact that you deliver an embed code and audio and a video. Was that born out of your finding out from users that, they might want to do podcasts and record them that way? Was that why it comes as both?
So that's actually a great one because the first, I would say 4 weeks or something, we talked so much about replays, recorded, live, and should we do it? Oh my God, it might kill all of it. And then we put it in and we built it after talking to a bunch of people. And now we're like, oh my God, we're so stupid. Like we should have just done it from the start because it totally makes sense. If I'm building valuable content, why wouldn't I want it to live on? Like if I'm building an audience, it makes no sense for me to hide it because there's nothing really to hide. This is a platform about conversation. If you want to get off of it, cool. Pause it. Go off the record for a little while. Cut that out. Done. And then we'll move on. We really want to hit that even harder. I imagine that recording will have chapter titles or annotations or segments so that we have these kind of agreements we've thought of, or these not rules, but a little Blab manifesto or whatever you want to call it, where one of the points is don't waste your viewers' time. Your viewers are literally paying you with their time. And a Blab is hours. Robert, right now, right? how long have you been on? It's really easy for this to turn into 4 hours. And
I was on with Africa and Ryan before, and it's for me, it's 4:20 in the morning.
Yeah, you're a couple of hours ahead of me as well.
And my daughter's going to be getting up in an hour and a half to get ready to go to camp.
You need to get to that.
But Furkan, you brought up a point though with the record when you say you hit pause. You know, Tristan was talking about this. We were curious about what happens when you hit pause and then you restart it. Are you going to get 2 files, or will it come back in as one large file with a break in there?
Correct. It's one large file with a break. It's not the cleanest break yet, but we will be basic. Like, our goal is to deliver you something of quality in the end, as well as have access to the raw. So, like, you get the full video. You can do whatever you want with it. It's unbranded. We don't put our brand on it. So, like, if you want, like, if somebody... People, like, there's a lot of people who record their podcasts over Skype and some crappy Skype software recorder thing. It's like I've installed some of these things and I'm like, oh my God, people go through this, like, it's unbelievable. And fine, that's one niche use case to bring content onto this platform. And for those people, for us, that's an onboarding strategy. Like, we'll get content, maybe they'll see the value in the platform, but somebody will get value out of it in the end. From there, like, we really want to deliver something of quality. Like, in the end, the recording is also hosted here. We think in the long run, like, you're not going to care about the audio or video that we send to you because this is going to be the destination to watch all of it. That's our hope and what we want to provide. Whether you get there or all that happens, that's a different story for a different time. But that's kind of where we think it goes.
Well, we love the fact that we were discussing actually before you came on. I don't know if you're on when we were discussing before about we love that not only do you provide the files, but you also provide that embed code. And I know there was a conversation earlier this week. I think it was Ryan Stanolfson might have been the one that asked about getting that embed code. So for a scheduled one, being able to embed it so that people could, because, you know, if people are generically somewhere, it doesn't really matter kind of where they consume that, because it's obviously if it's embedded and they can still, with the embed, is it that it comes through because it's not interactive, or is it an iframe so they'd still be able to chat even on another platform? So if it was on our website, so that's the goal. The goal is for the embed to be a full experience. So that would be scheduled, live, and replays available external. So on your blog, on your website, wherever it is. It's not fully there yet. We definitely have the replay, and it's not an ideal replay yet because honestly, the way we build things is we get it out as quick as possible with step 1, and then we ask people about it. We start going to step 2, and then we just kind of just keep shipping stuff, and you're going to see all kinds of updates. We're in beta for a reason because we're totally focused on the product and totally focused on shipping every day. Like the thing you're talking about with getting the embed code, we actually have it in our dev branch ready to go to prod, but we've been sitting on Blab all day, so we haven't really gotten much done. So that'll be there as soon as like I get off and actually gets a little bit of work done. So we had one other thing came up from the chat we were having earlier. Obviously, there's the feels section where like people can give feels when they appreciate what people are saying, and they obviously zero after every broadcast. Is there anything kind of any plan for that with integration? Is it going to be is that going to be how you suggest like Blabs to watch or users to watch? Is there any kind of plan for that yet?
Probably not. I mean, honestly, the best thing that I can see is every user pays you with each minute they watch you. That's the most information I can get about who likes your content. And then if it's a game of comparing people with similar contents, then that's slightly different. But when I'm trying to determine how valuable you are to your audience, that's what I look for, because like literally that's the data. Like when I look at the billing of what we pay on video, it's paid by how much bandwidth I transmit. And I think about it in a very similar way where these people are consuming that content from me. So I really use that. Honestly, the feels to me is a way for your viewers to give you feedback without typing. Non-verbal feedback, you know?
I mean, does it obviously then open up to a bit of abuse, you know, where people jump on and go, hey, make sure you give us feels if we're kind of...
It's really easy to get rid of that. I mean, like, I'll just unique it by every unique user and make sure that, you know, it's easy to denormalize that. Like, the data stuff is easy. There's a lot of smart people in the world that will solve that for us. So,
quick question.
Yeah.
Possibility of a landing link, like a page for the profile so that if people want to pass it out to other people to say, follow me on Blab, where it would be like a blab.im / whatever, Robert C. Stern or something like that.
Correct. So there's a hack that I threw in one night because I was like, man, we're just stupid for not having this. It's not the final version, but if you do users and then your username, there's basically a page that it goes to. But we're actually going to be releasing an actual profile page, which will be like / Robert C. Stern, and that'll go to the shows that you've created plus the rest of the details in your profile. And we're going to expand on that a little bit. Like, we want to make sure that you can put like a link to your site or your blog or whatever, not just your Twitter link and stuff like that. So we'll be expanding on that a little bit.
Talking about that, the shows and stuff on your profile page, will that just be shows you've hosted, or will it be ones that you've actually participated in as well?
I think initially it'll be the ones you've hosted, because to me that's like the missing bit in the loop, where I can't go to Robert's page and be like, oh, what has he created? Because I want to know. I followed him. I saw some content. I want to go deeper. I can't do that today. But I think in the long run, like an activity feed, I don't know. I think it makes sense, but we'll kind of see when we get there. So
awesome.
See what happens.
Thanks for jumping in and giving us a little insight as well. I mean, like we're testing and like the screen share and going out through Periscope and stuff. Like, it gives us a chance to get. I mean, we've been talking a lot about Blab through our Periscope casts as well, and bringing people through. So it's great to get some answers straight through, and we've had people kind of fire us some questions through Periscope while we've been broadcasting today.
Awesome. Robert, get some sleep, please.
I'll be fine.
Thank you for your time and for answering those questions.
Yeah, no problem. If you ever have any questions, just mention me in chat. I'll show up.
Yeah, awesome.
So do you ever sleep either?
I try to, but no.
You're pushing me to sleep.
Hey, Tristan, I'm going to jump.
Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot for joining.
Robert, take care.
Jay, I'll talk to you soon. Good luck with Thursday. I'm sure it's going to be interesting.
I'm going to hear the word idiot a lot, I think.
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, and I may see you at your at the Periscope Summit.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Great.
Very good. All right. See you guys.
Take care.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, we see you lurking there in the chat. Jump in, call in. We want to see you on screen. Come in.
I'm going to let him come in, and then I'm probably going to bang off myself because I need to get at least an hour and a half, 2 hours sleep. Mikhail's coming in. Hey, Mikhail. Johnny, come on in.
Johnny, jump in. Come on, jump in. Talk to us.
I didn't know Johnny was shy on camera.
No, Johnny is the furthest thing from shy on camera.
Guys on Periscope, that was just fun.
Oh, he's at the store with customers. He can't come in.
Okay, no dramas.
Yeah,
no dramas.
yeah.
We'll have Adam in instead. Adam can jump in. So, guys, we're just having a bit of a chat on blab.im, just talking about the possibilities and functionality of that now. So,
you guys heard it. I mean, he's
just on Blab. Hello.
Unbelievable, the stuff they're working on.
That's insane.
Yeah, very, very, very cool. Very smart.
I mean, I was thinking about the landing page, like in an email signature, things like that to get it out. And that's what they're talking about, setting that up. And I think that's important because what a way to market yourself.
Yeah. Well, I wonder with that hack that they put in, if because obviously now he's dropped that on a live broadcast, if they'll actually do a redirect from that to the actual finished product when they do it. So we'll definitely have to.
Somebody wrote further up. I'm looking for it again. Yeah, Andrea put up mine where it was blab.im/users/Robert C. Stern, and I actually clicked it, and it goes to my page with the information and with everybody that I'm following.
Yeah. It just takes you to the profile page for now. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, just to the basic page about my followers.
Yeah, but you can see how it'll develop, and like your Periscope profile, it'll have your previous broadcasts or blabs that you've attended or been in or whatever. Yeah, good questions though. Hey, Mikhail, nice to meet you.
How are you, Adam?
Good, mate. Good. Yeah, they're very.
Guys, I'm gonna let you guys finish up because it is. Oh yeah, 4:30 in the morning for me. Thank you so much, Tristan.
Thanks for joining.
I was supposed to
Thanks
do a
for jumping
scope at 11:30 and go to sleep, and now it's 4:30 in the morning.
Robert, don't turn on Periscope. Do not start looking at anyone else's broadcasts.
I'd love to turn my phone off, but it's my alarm clock.
Put it on airplane mode. Airplane mode.
Yeah, my luck. My daughter will try to call me sometime.
True.
So I am sure I will talk to you guys probably in about 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
Or less. If Johnny's out there, I'll talk to you. I love Johnny's comment to me a little bit earlier while he said, Robert, I bought a car, made chocolate, saw clients, and you're still here. Oh, I love Australia. I can't wait to see you guys.
Looking forward to it, mate. Have a good night.
We'll connect afterwards, Robert. Thanks a lot for joining us.
You got it. You got my Skype. We'll talk.
Yeah, cool. Let's chat soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Take care.
Okay. Who's up next?
I don't know. Let's jump in. I'm only going to probably stay on for like another 10, 15 minutes because I have been on.
Yeah, that's cool.
A similar sort of time.
My eyes, they're like getting square, so I think we'll need to run as well. But it's funny watching. It's funny how it develops, Tristan. You're just watching it sort of go from the Q&A for 5-10 minutes to then seeing who jumps in.
Well,
Hi, Saul.
Yeah.
Hi, Saul. How are you doing?
Pleased to meet you. Yeah, I've been doing this from the beginning, and it's interesting. There's the people that are coming from streaming, and then there's the people coming from video chatting, right? And our expectations are different. So I think coming from Google Plus Hangouts, what we notice in here, like the real game changer, is how you can have an unlimited number of people who are with us. They're interacting. They're in the chat, right? And so the best people are noticing what's going on in the chat, realizing there could be another 200 people sometimes on a good one. There can be over 100 people, and it's just growing, right? Because their user base is still very tiny. It's really tiny. But I think these guys, they have the resources to scale, so they'll be able to handle a lot more users. But yeah, the ability to be speaking with and chatting with, so many people, and then rotate those who are in the video call. This is pretty powerful.
So have you seen it over 100 people, Saul? Because earlier when we had this sort of the Perry crowd, the Periscope wash, the wave come in, we had 67, I think Tristan said, and it started lagging a little bit, but it'd be interesting to see how the chat stream flows and how the connection holds up when there's more than 100.
Yeah, I'd say at where they are now for user numbers, 60 is really high. And I think it's a matter of, was the CNN guy who was in here, right? And then Furkan was giving great answers, right?
Amazing.
Right. And which jives with what I've seen. They are rolling things out really fast sometimes. Wow. So they're moving fast. And so it's exciting for people to be a part of that, to, get in early and watch the growing of the service.
It's insane.
But 60 is a lot. But will it be a lot?
That 67 that we saw when Furkan came on, he was saying about that there had been a couple of broadcasts where they'd had a couple of hundred in. Now, I know Adam was in on the one that had 67 with all the Periscope guys, but it was really, really active. Like the chat stream was literally flowing up the side, and there was feels going on all four windows. And obviously that's going to put a load of extra pressure on for the delivery of that content. So, that's a really interesting one, obviously, to look at there is you might have 200 people in, but if only 2 or 3 of them are asking questions and things, then that helps for it to run smoothly. But you want to be able to cater to that audience of the questions of 200 people, really. If there's 4 people in, get delivering that value.
Mm.
I'm just going to jump over here. Someone just was asking about this. So at the moment, this is currently, I'm on Periscope here, but we're broadcasting straight through blab.im, and there is on Blab, you can get, it's in beta at the moment, so it's not in the App Store, but it's blab.im/iOS if you're on Apple, and there isn't an Android app, but they are discussing releasing one shortly, but you can watch it through a browser, so you can go to blab.im through a browser and you can consume it there. Someone asked about whether someone had been kicked out. As an administrator, you can kick people out, or they can leave by closing their window. We had a couple of people come in, where Alex Khan was jumping in, we had somebody jump out for that. So that's what happened when Alex Khan came on, just to see kind of how that went with the viewership and get his feedback while he was live online. So that's the questions I've seen. If there's any more, fire them up on screen and I'll answer as they come in.
This is intense. I've just tried to set up a Periscope here, and I'm trying to, Tristan, you can probably help. I think Kerry Shearer's in here. I'm trying to figure out how, if I'm got a Periscope here, can I get the audio into there? It's just
bring it to the computer. Are you talking about bringing your Periscope, like I'm doing now, where my screen is my Periscope? Is that what you're trying to do?
Not quite. Like, just I'll have to chat to you about it afterwards. My brain is just.
We'll jump on Skype and I'll go through like all those kind of techie bits.
Tell you what, I will give up my life so that someone else may live.
Thanks.
No,
thanks a lot.
Actually, here you can demonstrate. You can, you're admin for this. You started this. Okay, so boot me out, and and you'll see that I stay in the chat. You can just demonstrate that even though you kick someone out, they're still in the chat. So click the X on me. Just click the little X on.
As administrator, you can actually boot people out by clicking, and so then they go, but they stay in the chat. So they'll still be up here in all the viewers, and they can participate in chat. And it frees up a seat here for people to
jump over here. So we're just trying to do a lab, and we're testing out. Everyone started flashing. I'm not sure what's happened, but I'm not using a mixer. I've just got the mic from here plugged into the phone carry, and then I've got the earphones from the computer, so I've got the mic as well. Sorry, guys, I'm getting all mixed up here. Hold on. Oh, wow. Too full on, Tristan.
And if they've been booted from Blab. I don't know if there's functionality to actually block them on Blab at the moment. That's one thing we didn't.
So. Yeah, I think that's what Furkan said, that they haven't got that block feature just yet.
Yeah.
No blocks yet, yeah. So just coming, no blocks yet.
Okay. Yeah. All right. If a few more people want to jump in, I'm going to scoot as well. Thanks for the off, gents. This was fun.
It's cool. So, thanks, Adam, for jumping in. Say bye to Periscope as well.
Yep, we'll do.
I'll catch you soon. Who's coming in? Hey, Netta in the house. Netta. Oh. How are we going? Are you connecting there, Netta?
Can you hear me?
Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Because I wasn't sure these actually work. Hello. My daughter's just trying to see who's on there. Hang on, I'll put it around the other side so they can see too. Sit down. Yeah, it's bedtime, so I won't stay on for too long.
Yeah, I'm just going to address a quick question from Periscope. Someone just asked how it is that we've got this Periscope coming through on the Blab. So we did a test run with it. So basically we're bringing the stream from Periscope into a QuickTime movie, and then we're showing that QuickTime movie as a virtual camera into Blab. We did a broadcast on it, and there's a 5-minute segment at the beginning that shows how we did it, which is bit.ly/PeriTribe2. That's PeriTribe number 2. If you want to watch that, it's the first 5 minutes of that.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea, Tristan.
I mean, it's again, we were about inspiring other people and seeing how they then embrace and use that technology. We know that Brian Fanzo his brain was ticking about having boxes where he can have Meerkat in one and Periscope in another, and be live on his webcam as well. And obviously, having them look at the camera, because they're all set up in the same spot.
Look, at the end of the day, it's just spreading yourself over the different platforms. You're getting a lot more market reach.
Yeah. And I mean, for that, the only issue I can see with that is obviously with the smaller bit of the screen. I mean, I suppose the next step is getting into Blab, but having your Blab on a big TV so that you can then read the comments, because those boxes will be bigger. I don't know how it will deliver to the TV though, if you've got a big TV.
Yeah. I mean, I love the panel setup. You have 4 people on here. I mean, I'm thinking about even our chat that we're going to have our interview on Friday. I'm thinking about doing it here and inviting some more people on.
Yeah, Mikhail, let's do that. Let's hook that up. Let's blab that interview. I think you can also do the record. You can actually record on Blab. So here you can see that we're on it. Just going to mute you for a second, Eda. What actually happens is you get an email afterwards with a video and an audio link, which you then download. But it also then, as soon as it's encoded, goes live on the link where it was originally for people to watch a replay, which is a really cool feature. And people can go there and they can still see all the comments and things on the side as well. So, so here's an example as an administrator. If you guys can't see the pop-up notifications you get, so this is people waiting in a queue to come in on call. So where there's only 1 seat available, obviously people are coming in. So I'm actually going to take the first person who rang in actually as it's going to let me. Oh. Bit of a tech issue.
Yeah, I'll set one up, Tristan. I'll set one up for Friday morning at the same time instead of doing the Google Hangout.
The other thing with that is anyone who's new, you can actually set up a Blab ahead of time, and what you do is you schedule it in, and then it allows you. In fact, shall I show you? I'll bring it up on screen because some of the guys don't know how to do this, so you might as well talk it through while it's on screen, I guess. Is you go to Blab. Basically, it's as easy as up in the top right-hand corner, there's a Start Blab button, and then it just loads in here. So if I bring this right in, what you can do is, so you decide what you want to call it, decide whether it's tech or general, and then this is live now, and then here you can go in the future, and then you can set the time. Once you've set those times, people can go and subscribe to it, so then it will notify them when you go live. So that's a really cool feature. I'm just going to call in. We want to let people in, let them to join in. So
I'm going to go.
Hey, I don't know if you're live on there. I can hear you yet.
Hi there. Yeah, I can hear you guys. Just sorry that I am not on camera. I forgot to fix that before I hopped.
Thanks for jumping in. Like, this is it. We want to just kind of share all this knowledge with as many people as possible as well.
I just be interested in hearing how you guys foresee yourselves using this, especially because of your vast knowledge in the Periscope community and other communities.
I think there's a scope for them all to work together, and Blab is one of the platforms that's allowing us to use multiples, whereas through Periscope, it's Periscope or nothing else. Same with Meerkat, they're kind of standalone and it's difficult to integrate them with each other. Blab allows us to integrate other platforms with it. Obviously, it's a workaround at the moment, but we're talking to the developers about which functionality we'd like to see in it, because obviously they're quite, as you've seen if you've been watching the whole thing, the actual developers and the CTO and the CEO are very active in the community, getting real feedback from the users. So the community is giving them kind of which features are the most important to develop next. So obviously that's a really key thing there. Sorry, Neda, I just had you muted if you were trying to talk a minute ago. I've unmuted you now. So another thing, guys, here, this with it using Twitter handles is every time, because obviously you can see the people on the screen here are changing, like with people leaving and coming in, is this is a really great feature that they've created over here. So on the desktop it's here, and on iOS it's at the bottom, is this tweet feature. If you hit the button, what it does is, because I'm the one tweeting it, it doesn't include my name, but it puts in the names of the other people who are live right now with you. So every time the speaker changes and people come in, it's a good idea to do a retweet, so you can retweet here. And what happens is on the side here, you can see the tweet, and you can hear people's phones going off who are in the room because they've just been notified of a mention. There is another little hack here, which is the same for Periscope, is you can actually hit this and remove the full text. And now you're actually using a Twitter tweet without actually leaving the room. So you can actually do this. And one thing that we had from Robert C. Stern, did this as a test, is you can direct message someone from here. So in here, it's as simple as the same way as you would on, so you're going to have to bear with me while I try to type this. I should probably go for Mikhail because there's no double finger thing going on there. This is going to be embarrassing if I spell this wrong now, isn't it? This is a challenge, isn't it? Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to do this whilst looking at the camera and keeping Periscope on the same thing. So here, Mikhail, is your phone sound on? You've got your sound on for notifications. So with this, you hear his phone just went off. I within the message system, but actually it's sent a tweet out as a normal tweet as well, saying that we're live. But it doesn't. This doesn't show the DM that I just posted. It's a direct message from.
I just got it as a message as well.
Yeah. So that's a little hack there as well that Robert C. Stern came up with earlier.
So how did you do that, Tristan? You just went to tweet about it and then direct message, or
in the corner here, if you launch the tweet and then just literally, same as in Periscope, if you want to message someone on Periscope or you just want to send a normal tweet, you can actually go in and just remove the whole thing, because this is built to be able to message. It's just pre-populated. So by removing it, you're actually sending a standard tweet. So you could even just, if you didn't want to have the same thing, or someone didn't want to be tagged in it because they should be at work or something, you could just post that. So what I've done there is just put out the tab, and then when I come into here, just let it fresh in. Bear with it. So here, live on Blab, you see I've brought this straight. I've made a
that's cool.
It comes straight through to Twitter. So you can actually send messages straight out to Twitter from within Blab without having to leave, because obviously there's the conversation going on. So with all this conversation, you don't want to leave to go to Twitter, especially if you're the person broadcasting like this, where you're sharing a screen. Just close all of these.
And to get it sent as a personal message, what did you do? Just use my Twitter handle.
Yeah. So if you want to send it as the same as you do on Twitter, it's just DM space and then the name without the @ symbol. So you can do that from within the platform without leaving.
Yep. That's cool.
Oh, this has so many possibilities. It's just amazing. I could talk to all my suppliers now, all of them just on the same screen, so they're all on the same page.
Can you do private ones yet with like private plans?
They've got no intention of going private with it either. From talking to developers, they want the whole purpose of it that it's out in the open and it's public. So there's other forums you can use, like the likes of Skype and things that are private. And the purpose of this is for keeping it in the public and starting conversations.
For me, what I like most about this is obviously creating content. I mean, you can, instead of like interviewing one person, you can interview 3 experts in a certain field at the same time and get 3 inputs. And plus, you can get user interaction with the chat and the comments, and post it straight to Twitter. I mean, this is really mind blowing.
Yeah, and you can save time like that too.
There's someone down here in the chat, if you guys didn't see
I'm just going to exit now because I have to put the kids to sleep. She's laughing. See you later, guys. Have fun.
Bye. See you later, Nada. So someone down here just said it would be great for workshops. So like the example I'm doing is my iPhone screen, but likewise you can just share your full screen if you wanted to do a workshop and a walkthrough. The only thing you need to consider is that it only shares a square section of it, so it doesn't show you can set it to show the full screen, but obviously it'll be smaller. So if you were showing us a certain window, it would work really, really well.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex Khan just tweeted. Thanks, Alex, if you're still in here.
I think he's out.
So I'm actually going to wrap this up in a minute because it's coming on for dinner time, and I need to jump off and have a quick catch up with a couple of people on private. And obviously that's not something you can do here on Blab. So for everyone who was in on Periscope, thanks a lot for joining us. Sorry about the length of it. If you came on at the end, don't jump on and do watch the beginning of the replay. We're just talking about how you can use blab.im with Periscope and the infinite possibilities that are available there. Yeah, thanks a lot for your time of tuning in, and we hope to connect with you more both here and on blab.im. So thanks a lot for tuning in on Periscope, and I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks again, guys, to everyone who's still here on blab.im. Sorry about the length of it, but I hope you all got loads and loads of value out of it. There are a whole load of hacks and things that we can change around in here. So if you got some value, if you want to connect with us and ask any questions, please do jump onto Twitter. You can click on our handle here and go through to Twitter, or just go through it's at ATW Networking. If anyone else wanted to just jump in, I've got like about 2 minutes left. If anyone wants to jump on, just say hi and see how the platform works. Please do jump in. Thanks a lot for the tweet, Johnny. Appreciate you sharing the message and jumping in. And hey, all the fields, loving that. I'm also looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, Johnny. We're long overdue a catch up. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm meeting a couple of the new Periscope people. This person needs your help. Hey, Leanne is calling in. So I got someone else who needs some help. Twitter. Okay, so let me jump on there. Hey, Leanne, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. We're only going to be on for another couple of minutes because I need to wrap up and crack on with a couple of bits that I need to finish this evening. But I just thought I'd give you a chance to jump in and ask if there's anything you wanted to know while we were still live.
Yeah, the only thing I'm just confused about how it actually integrates with Periscope.
Okay, so it's actually completely separate. What we've done is we've created a kind of hack workaround that can bring another device or another camera into the platform. So if you give me 2 seconds, I will just share a link with you on the chat. So on the right-hand side, I've just shared a bit.ly link there. The first 5 minutes of the video show it's a Mac workaround, but you can do it on a Windows device as well. And if you're on Windows or on Android, there's an app called SideSync for Android, which allows you to do basically, if you watch that, you'll understand kind of how it works, and then you can go and find the relevant things for different platforms. But you need for Android, it's SideSync to bring it from the Android to the computer, and then from within that, Cam Twist actually, I believe, is available both for Windows and for Mac, and you basically create a virtual camera and bring it in. So as you could see, the Periscope was going out live from my phone. Yeah. We just brought that in as a virtual camera, basically.
Oh, okay. I'm feeling blonde, but that's okay.
It's a bit techie, but if you watch that video, I mean, that's a replay and that's live on Blab, so you can go and watch that over and over and like work through it slowly and see how it works. Like I say, if you are Windows or Android, there is another workaround which involves SideSync and Cam Twist, which I will actually probably do a Blab about later on.
Yeah. No, it's got huge potential. I do a lot of webinars, like I work within the rural and ag industry, probably predominantly, and just and the whole thing is just very exciting.
I mean, you've got the opportunity here, if there's kind of industry professionals, to bring them all into one chat and other people in the industry all just to log into the one page, and you can schedule it. So like if it's going to be 10 a.m. on Monday, you can schedule that now, and you can schedule a month in advance. So you can put a Blab up ready to go live, and then when it goes live, you have a 15-minute window to join, and in that 15-minute window, you have to get 2 people in on the Blab, otherwise it will just close automatically. Yeah. Because obviously it's designed as a conversation platform, and then obviously from that point you can present to as many people as you can get in, and they think they've had up to about 200 live viewers with the 4 people in the chat as a real live test, and they've had 10,000 in on an in-house test. So
okay. So then it's recorded.
So you've got the option, if you're the presenter, only the person who launches the Blab has certain of the functionalities. So you can see it's on air in the top left-hand corner, above the Twitter bit if you're on the browser. Basically, when we went live, always good practice to let everybody know, but you let them know, you go live on air, I click record, and then what happens is when this finishes, they encode everything, and they send a video and an audio link and an embed code to your email address as soon as it's ready. And once it's ready, it then goes live at this web address. So people could come back, because this is being recorded, this will be indefinitely for people to come back, read the comments, and watch the video back. I'm not sure on the playback because I haven't jumped on one yet, because I'm consuming so much data at the moment watching everything. I'm not sure about if there's a kind of scan through functionality yet. If not, I'm sure it's something that they will be working on.
Oh, it's fascinating. I was watching the one today with Brian and Ryan, and it was just fantastic. Yeah,
I mean, I jumped on a couple of those, and I was kind of poking Brian with a stick a little bit, because he's the guy who's generally on lots of platforms, and I know he's just moved house and run out of data, which was the reason he wasn't on lots of platforms at that point. But I'm excited to see what he does with it, with his kind of, he's always on multiple platforms, and he can bring those into one place now. So really exciting way to go.
Yeah, no, yes, fascinating.
Yeah, so if you wanted to, if there's anything, like if you had any questions you wanted to kind of, you had an idea about something, by all means DM us or send us a tweet. Our Twitter's on, there's 7 of us that run the business, so we work around the clock. So do send us a message through anytime. It's at ATW Networking, so it's the same as our handle on here. So.
I mean, the fascinating thing is, I mean, I've been on Periscope now for a couple of weeks, and I'm still yet to do my first scope. I do lots of webinars, do all sorts of things, and yet for some reason I've just not quite been game to do it. And yet I'm sitting here tonight thinking, yeah, I can just jump in and chat, and I do all sorts of stuff. So it's sometimes an interesting mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, is it the thing that's holding you back from it? Is it because it's live and raw rather than with a webinar? It's very structured and controlled. Is that...
No, not really. No, I don't know actually, because I'm more than happy to. I do a lot of stuff with LinkedIn and Facebook. I do all sorts of stuff, and so no, I'm more than happy to sit here and wing it and have people ask questions. And so no, I'm not actually quite sure exactly why it's taken me. To actually push the broadcast button on Periscope, but I'm getting closer, I think.
I'll be surprised if Chocolate Johnny's still in here, if he doesn't hop up in the chat and say hit start broadcast. Someone's watching and someone's listening is one of his little phrases. So exactly that. Someone wants to know your story and hear what you've got to say. So
yeah,
just jump in. I mean, it's a really supportive community as well. Like obviously here, I mean, this was a quick. We've probably been on for about 4 or 5 hours because we've been from one Blab to another, and our previous host had to leave because there's new, and so we actually started a new one, and so this Blab has been going for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just answering people's questions, because obviously everybody's new on it and things. So Sean down in the bottom on the chat is just saying obviously the conversation is easier than the monologue. So like if you're broadcasting,
maybe.
So.
Yeah, no, I've got Robert Stern poking me every time I go into one of his, and also Chris Ducker. So it's so look, I will do it. But I think it's probably a case of when you're not sure who's going to actually be sitting in there to send questions back to you. You feel like you're sitting talking to yourself.
Yeah, I think the thing with it is that we're just about to launch a how to kind of start to finish live stream. It was going to be Periscope course, and it will probably primarily start around that. We've got, because that's nearly finished, is a Periscope start to finish set up all the way through to how, why, and best practices. And one of the things with that is you kind of need to go to Periscope with no expectation of anyone being there, but to present and add value in that. So it's a bit like doing a webinar, but also to leave scope for, so you have kind of an outline plan of what you're going to talk about, but if people interact and ask different things, to be flexible enough to change direction. So, I mean, that's obviously across all live stream, that's the same. Is one of the big things that we've kind of highlighted is quite a few people who are kind of new to it. They'll ask a question and then sit and wait for someone to answer. Now, these people are typing, so it takes longer. So obviously, from a user viewing experience, it's not as good because there's that empty time, and my time is, my time is valuable. So if I come in and I'm watching, I don't want to sit with dead air time. And it's a bit the same as guys who are on the radio. We're obviously used to kind of just keeping talking,
filling in the blanks.
I mean, there's no problem in asking a question to the people who are viewing, but it's don't ask a question and then sit and wait for an answer. It's ask a question, talk about something else, and then when a question comes in, then deal with it. And that's, I think, where people kind of come a little bit unstuck with that. So, like I say, we're putting a thing together on that, and we'll be tweeting about it once it's up and online. Because we really want to, if you can see, I don't know if it's big enough for you to see, and it's hiding behind the thing. On our Twitter, our thing is about educating and inspiring others, and that's why we're sharing the tech of how we did the screen share and things, is see how everybody else is using it and help them to kind of elevate themselves online.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I must admit, I'm a bit of a techie geek. I think I went first online in 1997 when Google didn't exist and Netscape was the browser, and I lived in the country and we had dial-up, and I used to have to go and get my husband to turn off the neighbour's electric fence because if they had a short in it, I couldn't even send an email. So I was running webinars back in 2004, which that was even before they were called webinars. So I've been online for a long time, but I mean the things now are just so exciting. I suppose back then they were as well, but it's fascinating.
I'd definitely be interested in connecting and talking afterwards. So by all means, do send us a DM, because we're quite often talking to people who are in the digital space about their experience and stuff, because we bring people together and kind of share their ideas. I'm not sure if you saw, we actually do a kind of Q&A thing where there's about 12 or 13 of us that all kind of come together. People probably tweeting out the thing. We get kind of 12 or 13 people that come together, and we jump online for an hour and answer questions that have been tweeted in all throughout the week. So it's real businesses giving real feedback, because one of the things that people are finding, especially with the live streaming platforms, is that it's all these industry professional or people who are kind of been doing it and that's their job. And so what they really want to see is, this is why Chocolate Johnny has such a strong following, is he's a guy who runs a chocolate shop who's taken to social media more so than the kind of being someone in the industry, and it's very real. And we've got another girl, Sweet Danny, on there. She makes cakes and cookies, and so she's just someone who's running a business, and so she can.
Well, I'm a farmer.
Yeah, so
and we sell lucerne hay, and I pretty much market it totally online. So pretty much everything that I've learned, since 2008, really, our farm business and has really been my guinea pig. So, I've got a Facebook page. It's got 36,000 followers. My Twitter's got 29,000 followers, and I've got 26,000 connections on LinkedIn. So, and like I said, most of it has been, putting into practice what I've been learning.
I suppose with that, kind of those things is also with the live stream platform is understanding how to bring your existing audience to it, because what you're doing is from kind of a very text-based and image-based place, you're bringing them into a real live interactive forum, and that's obviously a much more personal and a much more interactive place for them to come and gain more value. So it's finding the best way to bring them from the other platforms across, and obviously that's something we kind of help people with, is understanding how to leverage that. I mean, with Periscope being linked to Twitter, and obviously this is Twitter handles and sharing, is when people when people suddenly see that there's more, they follow you on Twitter and it's great, and they might see some tweets and things, but if they now know, hey, I can go direct in and ask some questions, I don't have to tweet an answer, I can just jump on and ask myself, and I get a real-time answer. That's really valuable kind of it's a big value add for the people who are already following you. So if you say, you know, if it was 20,000 people or whatever on Twitter, that's really a pre-curated audience. And especially, so this is an interesting one, is if you've never gone broadcast on Periscope, it actually messages out to say this person is live for the first time when you go up.
It does, yeah.
Because people say, why is it I've suddenly got, you know, 30, 40 followers? Pleasure, Johnny. Thanks for jumping in. I saw you giving some feels, Johnny. Thanks a lot for getting involved. He's actually in the chat right now. He's in the shop, so otherwise he'd join us on the chat. So he kind of flits between the two.
I watched your scope the other day, Johnny. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, if you catch him, and in fact, I'm going to give Johnny some feedback. The other day he did a scope where it was chocolate pouring with music playing, and it was great. It was really relaxing and really nice, and I know it made a lot of people hungry as well, but it was something different, and rather than having just people on there talking and things. So it's, you know, there's lots of different uses for it, and it's finding what works for your industry.
I've actually been doing, sorry, I know you've got to go, but I've actually been tuning into some scopes with Costa's Garden, Costa Georgiadis, and also there's another guy called Charlie who's they're both into permaculture, and Charlie's making a permaculture music album for kids. And we've been spending a lot of time, so literally there's been Costa, Charlie and I quite often, and Charlie's in his recording studio mixing the tracks, and we're actually listening to it and giving in feedback on the tracks. It's been really fascinating just how that's been working. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
And literally just having to find him on Periscope, like it was one of those things. Look, I've been speaking to Costa in the last probably week a few times a day. So yeah, it's really, you know, and all because of Periscope. It's just been really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for connecting people. I mean, the group of 13 of us that get together and online, I mean, some of us have met in person, some haven't, but we've got the hashtag Perry Tribe, and there's a Twitter handle for it as well. That's what we do all the helping through, because it's we don't expect anything. Like, there's a bit of a joke that we expect nothing more than Periscope hearts and you know, feels on Blab, because it is like we want to just give back, and it's like 13 of us or whatever might jump in, and it's an hour kind of time slot. But all throughout the week, people can tweet questions because we set up a hashtag Ask Perry Tribe, so people can tweet and ask anything business related, you know, live stream, productivity, you know, anything really, or just say hi, you know, and get a shout from us during that hour. And that's like it's really powerful. Like, it's just we're bringing people together and kind of connecting all those people. So.
Yeah, no, and Chocolate Johnny, he has been, and Costa's been scoping quite often. Today he was took us around some gardens at Bondi. So yeah, and so no, it's been really good. Yeah,
whereabouts are you based?
I actually live in South Australia. We've got our farms about an hour from Adelaide, down on the Fleurieu Peninsula.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got 270 acres. We grow lucerne hay and cereal hay, but in my own right, like I do a lot of, I mean, I've been involved in adult education and online learning, like I said, since 1997. So working, like I run Facebook sessions for businesses, teaching them how to use Facebook for marketing and LinkedIn and yeah, all sorts of things. So yeah, I'm in South Australia.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, like I say, we're keen to kind of connect, especially, I mean, this the Perry Tribe kind of thing where people are giving back and stuff it's actually an Australian initiative, and the majority of the people are Australia based. So obviously we're keen for people to bring in different skill sets as well. So it's really, really exciting. So
I'm more than happy. Yeah, like I said, I'm more than happy to be involved.
Yeah, well, let's I'm going to wrap up now because I do.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure my dinner's probably on the table by now, but connect with us on Twitter and let's carry on the conversation over there. So drop us a DM and we'll follow up from there. Be great to connect.
Sounds fabulous. Thank you. It's
awesome.
been great.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to everyone else as well who was in here and has hung out with us for as long as they have. And thanks, Johnny, for jumping in and getting involved. And please do, just connect a little bit more with each other and with us. Cool. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Bye.